Welcome to How to ABX. It is silent season and today is 9/18/2023. Today is Speed Hero Female Day. So we'll be using Luna Snow with a Rage. She does work with Judgment as well as an Anger proc. Her rotation's pretty easy. Keep 5, 4, and 3 together. 3 you can cancel after she points at the sky. You just want the ice to fall from that. Everything else can be instantly canceled and spammed. So let me go ahead and show you that rotation in action, and then we'll give you additional information if you want to stick around. Alright, so right to Luna. 5, 4, 3, point at the sky. 1, 2. Use that co-op. Spam 1, 2 as soon as they're ready. 5, 4, 7, 3. 7 as soon as it's available. 6 as soon as it's available as well. You can use that even in the middle of the rotation of hitting the 5 and 4. Just keep in mind that when you use your 2, you are going to do a little bit of a dash. So careful if you hold the analog stick in a direction, you might dash off and be out of range like that. So just be aware that you want to be able to cancel these skills. She does cancel today with her 4, so you do not need your striker for canceling. Black Widow tends to be the best striker for ABX day. Not really sure why, other than she has really good clear. She's also a type instinct match for Luna, which is also kind of cool. But even if she wasn't, you would still use her for today. Alright, so it's time to roar cancel. You pretty much want to use it right away here. 5, 4, 3. I did have a little bit of a delay there because I used it before the beast jumped center. That's fine. As you can see, I had it cool down quickly enough to still use it and get the cancel off. Sometimes you want to skip skills just to make sure that you can do the cancels. It just depends on the character. We will talk about team options, alternates as well. I am using the Summer Lilac uniform with Luna Snow, which means it's a paywall uniform. Not everybody is going to have it or be able to afford it, but there are other options. Alright, jumping center again. As soon as he turns, you can pop that 4, and you will get that cancel off. That silence does come fairly quickly, so that's why you can also do it a little bit on the late side, but I like to try to do it as soon as the beast is targetable. That means when he turns to face you, basically. Alright, 38 is going to be the last time to cancel the roar. Don't worry about the procs. It's one of the reasons why a Rage and a Judgment come in handy so much. I am going to go ahead and save the 4 this time because it is very close to the jump center time. And then as soon as he turns, go ahead and go into your rotation. There's that last cancel. Now it's just spam city for the rest. Pretty straightforward. Very easy character to use. Score is very high too. I'll definitely show you what her build is. I'll show you what my cards are like. I like to show my cards every time I do one of these videos just so folks know how I'm scoring as high as I do or as low as I do, depending on how your account is built. Definitely don't have some of the highest scores, but I do pretty decent in AB. Alright, 3 more seconds. Should be able to break that 15 mil. Ah, there it is. Just broke that 15 million. Not too bad of a score. Definitely can do higher if I had a better built account. Alright, so 15 million, 7,540. Okay. Let's go ahead and look directly at the cards first. If you want to pause it, take a better look at my cards, you can. I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm just going to show them. So those are my cards. Here are my X swords. Oops, help if I actually hit X swords and not craft. Here's the X swords. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about how my Luna's built, and then we will talk about teams and alternative options. So, Summer Lilac, Tier 4 Luna Snow. I've got a Mythic uniform here. Really quick are the uniform options in case you have not seen them before. I do have her with a brilliant CTP of Rage. I do need to re-roll it so it's enraged. I feel like that's better than the all attack. And then, of course, I have it rolled to a 1%. We can get that a little bit higher, too. So once I get more CTPs for re-rolling, definitely be re-rolling that brilliant CTP of Rage. I do have her custom gear. It is only 3 stars, but it does increase her damage based upon her cold resist. So if I had that higher, or if I got it higher than a +6, I could also do a little bit more. I've got a Power of the Angry Hulk. Any of the attack sets are fine. You just got to pay attention to your characters and your counts for which one that you need and which one's going to give you a little bit more. Just make sure they're all 6 red stars so that you can get the most out of the attack set as possible. So I've got a stage 12 set here. I've got Black Widow as the striker, as I'd mentioned. She does a fantastic job when it comes to using the area clears that she does. I have her as a tier 4 with a rage. Having a built striker does increase your score. And then over here are the gear. So I've got some Odin's Blessings on her. Everything is amplified. If you're using Uru, just make sure that you're putting at least 5-star Urus on her. And then here is her details page. So everything is pretty much capped like it should be. Energy does not cap, so you want to put as much as possible. I will point out she has leadership. This is important when we talk about the team up here in a second. If you do not have her Summer Lilac, you could use her Light Sirius if she's a tier 4. This does do pretty good, but not as good as Summer Lilac. And even with her Summer Lilac at tier 3, she does a fantastic job today. So let me go ahead and show you the team I'm using. I'll explain why, and then I'll talk about alternate options as well. So I'm using Shuri's leadership. She's giving 35% all basic attacks, and she has a support skill for 55% supervillain damage. So damage dealt, in my opinion, is much better than all attack. White Fox also does that damage dealt to leadership characters, which is why I pointed out the fact that Luna Snow had that leadership icon. If you don't have that shield on your character, White Fox does nothing for you. My White Fox is also my insight holder for this team, and she has the Lifestyle Series 2 uniform. So if you go to uniform effects, all of these apply to superhero allies, which Luna Snow is. So increase all basic attack, chain hit, and ignore target's dodge. So I'm getting all of those benefits from this team. I consider this to be the meta team. However, some people think that you do better with Misty Knight. Misty Knight to 60% cold damage. You could try. If you were scoring more with her, use her. I score more with Shuri. Before Shuri, I used Wave, and I scored more with Wave as leadership. So Wave makes for a great leader. She is like Shuri, but she's 25% for leadership instead of 35, and she is, I believe, 50% for all for damage dealt versus the 55 damage dealt. So Shuri is a better lead than Wave is, but I've always done more with using Wave than I was with Misty Knight, even though other people have reported they score more with their Misty Knight. So I would experiment with a couple of the teams, do at least 5 runs because of the randomness with spamming, and go from there. Other folks that I would consider for today, the second best, in my opinion, under Luna Snow is probably Spider-Gwen. Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse uniform as a tier 4 with a rage, I think is probably the second best for today. After that, it is probably Gamora with Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy 3. She is proc friendly, so you could put an energy on her if you do not have a rage, so that would probably be the third option. Those would probably be the top 3 best. You could consider Shadow Shell tier 4 and Black Widow tier 4, but you're not going to score anywhere near as much as you will with Luna Snow. So those are the teams, those are the options, those are the things to consider. And as far as support character alternatives go, I mean, aside from the 3 that I mentioned, I don't think you're going to have anyone better for leadership, but regardless of who you use, Shuri could also be a support. Wave could also be a support. You could also use someone like Maya Lopez for her leadership ability with 60%, and then use, Shuri in the support slot instead if you really wanted to. So you do have options for how you can build up these teams. Just pay attention to who you're using and the benefits you're getting. May your ABX scores be as high as possible, and I'll catch you in the next one.